welcome back, show. So we're now at day 2 of Posthuman Saga. We played up to a certain point and then it got too late in the evening, so we have reset this and we're playing this again the following day. I also somehow knocked where my pegs were, but I'm fairly certain I've got it back to where it was. But
if only we had some video evidence.
The good thing is, though, there's pretty much no chance I can actually beat Shos at this point.
Isn't it?
I don't think I can come back. You can't see from where the camera angle is at the moment, I don't believe. But Shos is currently on 9 points at the moment. I'm on 5. I think you've got this in the bag, if I'm honest. We only have 4 rounds left until we finished. So I'm fairly certain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's it. And then it's done.
Okay.
So I'm fairly certain you probably won this.
Let's do it.
So yeah, let's carry on. So the turn order, which you can't see on the camera at the moment, is currently myself, and then Shos, depending on, well, yeah, that's what it currently is.
Yeah.
So the next round we have to eat food or break camp. So I have a camp, so I'm gonna get rid of that.
And I've got food.
Okay. Where was your health marker? I think it was full health.
It was full, yeah. Oh.
How many points do the boards get?
They're grand. They're not the best, obviously.
Okay.
I don't know. What would you give them out of
They're
10?
pretty good. They're pretty out of 10. I'd probably give them like a 7. They look nice, but you do knock these things out. They're not the most stable.
All I needed was for the base part to be like a little bit longer, right?
Exactly. No story, but there is an event.
Great.
So the event.
Oh, this one disappeared.
Yeah, that one's gone. So no game day. There's a storage caches. I thought it was a crisis for some cache. Yes. Cache.
I like how you're trying to make things fancy, right?
Well, I try to make it as fancy as possible in the apocalypse.
Cache.
So the Resistance hides caches of supplies out in the wilds to help their agents. The Fortress sends you the coordinates of some caches nearby, but just as you are about to break camp, they'll take some time to track down, but might be worth it. When you forage, you may ignore the terrain standard loot and instead take 2 food and 1 of the following: 2 ammo, 2 recovery items, or 1 equipment card. If you do, you may not attempt to take the bonus loot. Did you listen to any of that?
No. Sorry.
Okay.
If you do, we may not take the bonus loot.
Yeah, just say the last thing you heard. Great. So essentially you're taking...
Look at me, right?
Sure, you know.
I'm sorry, I was reading what my followers were doing, so I focused on that for a minute. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
But this one actually stores a heavy item, so I learned something. Because both my heavy item
slots are used, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do a map action. So I'm going to recover 2 broadcast tokens, not that I need them. And then I'm going to take 1 of these. I think I'm going to grab that guy. And I'm going to place that here. And then I can also place these things down. So I'm going to put this and this down. Okay. And that's discarded. What are you doing on your turn, Shos? Do you need a refresher?
I'm trying to remember about the collector and trek in a rural terrain that contains a mall 7 site. Yeah. So I haven't done that
yet.
No,
so if you trek this turn, you can do it.
Yeah, okay. So I guess I'll trek.
Before you trek though, do you want to, because you remember you've used a lot of your cards. You still got quite a few there though. Ignore what I said. You're probably grand.
Let's trek into here.
Okay, cool. So you resolve a combat encounter. So let's see who you're coming up against.
We'll see if it gets resolved.
Right, you've got a Seeker who's got ranged attack. Okay, cool. So, and he's got a speed of 2 for his attack there. So, are you going to go for a range combat?
Yes, I think
so give me 1 ammo.
Shall I go for... I guess I should go for range to begin with, right?
Okay, so your ammo's gone.
I'm going to use my tier scout.
Okay.
Okay.
So choose your primary card.
How many does this guy need?
So he's got 3 hit points.
So if I use that, that's him dead.
2 and 1 hit. But yes, so if you have a look at it, that's 2 hits, which means you've not quite done any damage yet, and 1 damage. So you just need to do at least 2 damage to him to kill him.
Okay, so I shuffle 1 of these.
And you draw 1. And you need to get 2 hits. You've got a damage, so that's enough to kill him.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's 2 damage, isn't it? Do you have anything else?
I'm sure I do. Let's see. During a ranged combat, you may exhaust 1 dice to gain 1 shot. Yes, so I'm going to do that.
So that gives you 3 hits, which is worth 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage, and you're going at 3, so you're before him, so you've killed him. So you get a food, 2 experience points.
Lovely.
And you've done your side quest. And you have a little, I was just playing with him. You've got a little side quest, little token there. Okay. So if you had 2 experience points, 2 victory, I call them experience points, 2 victory points, and you've done your side quest, so that's done.
Okay. So can I just check now what else I need to do? So, can this count as that?
I don't think so. I think you have to choose which one of the 2 you're doing.
Okay.
I might be wrong. So if you're still watching this after all this time and you know how to play a game,
no one's watching this.
Then yeah, let us know. But I'm fairly certain that you can only choose one on there. It doesn't go for both.
So right now I need to get a grassy terrain, a rural, and another mountain.
Yeah.
Because I've already got this mountain, haven't I?
Yep.
Okay.
That's correct.
Righto.
Okay. So it's the night phase. So we refresh that. Could you put a tile on there?
Okay. The city tile.
Okay. And now it's morning. So eat some food if you got it.
Yeah, sorry. I was just thinking about something else.
Take your gun back as well.
And I will. And I'll also take my truck back.
Please do. So flip this over. No story event. It is a broadcast phase. So I'm not going to use my broadcast tokens because there's no need. And I'm going to grab... I'm going to grab the city.
I'm going to grab this. Oh, I've got a ton of stuff anyway.
Yes, you can't take another... Oh, you can take one more token because you actually have 5 as your hand limit.
Yeah. Can I get rid of them if I want to pick something else up?
I think
or do I have to map?
I think so. So you can. Okay, cool. So I'm going to do a forage action. So I'm going to move into here. And then I don't grab what's on here. I grab what's on here. So I get 2 food for this. And I could choose to have 2 ammo, 2 recovery items, or 1 equipment card. So I've got my 2 food there. I'm going to grab an equipment card, I think. I found a backpack and we store 1 item, including a heavy item, on this card.
Can you only map one? Can you only have 1 map token on a card?
Yeah. 1 scavenge site.
1 scavenge site.
Oh, I should have had that. Flip that over. I think. No.
Okay, dokie.
Yeah,
so I'm going to track, I suppose.
Yeah. If you track to here, you'll go to location 8. I
don't know that.
It could be any number, right?
I could have swapped them overnight at them. Okay, I'm going to track to here.
Flip it over.
It's location 8.
Okay, but before that, you've got to come across the scalper.
Oh, I've already got someone like him.
Well, there's another scalper coming out.
And he's
getting revenge.
Level 2, isn't he?
The other guy was level 2 as well.
Was he?
Yeah. So, what's your primary... You going to go for range combat?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I feel like I don't have much range left. Maybe I should go for melee. But if you go for range first, then you go on to melee anyway, right? So
Tier Scout, choose your primary card.
I think I might need to refresh next. Going for my distance shot.
Okay, cool. So shuffle your hand and draw a card. So you've done 4, which is going to be 2 damage.
Okay.
Is there anything else you can do? I don't think so.
Add the headshot.
You've already done that.
I've done that. During range combat, if you draw one card.
Okay, and he did 1 hit, so he does 1 damage to you, and you do 2 damage to him.
So I go down to 4, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, and now you're in melee combat. And you both do melee combat at the same time. So your crack shots gone? That was the one you used, wasn't it? Is that your primary card? Or was that your primary card?
I thought that was the primary card.
Yeah, that's fine. So now shuffle those. No, keep it out.
What?
That's still your primary thing for melee.
Oh, darn it. Okay. Sorry,
That's been used. You used that for your previous thing.
Oh, okay, sorry. I don't think I realised that because I've never actually
got to melee. And what melee weapon are you using, by the way?
I'm going to go for my fire axe, I think.
Okay, so you've done 2 hits, which is going to be how much?
Can I use this though because it's heavy and it's not in my...
I
can put it in with her, can I? Because she's...
That's storing, isn't it? So I think you're right. I think you can only use your knife for this. So you're using a knife. So that's going to do 1, 2. That's 2 damage. So you've got enough. You've killed him with this, but he's going. Maybe he kills you on the way out. We'll see. He got 3 hits. So he's done 1 damage to you, which you're blocked, and he blocked one of yours. So you still kill him because you do at least 1 damage to him.
How much
you get a gun, 2 experience points.
Oh. Do I take 1 damage there?
No, because you have a shield.
Yeah, but he's done 3.
Those 3 count for that.
Yeah.
3 hits, which is 1 damage.
1 damage. Okay.
And you block that 1 damage.
Oh, okay, I see. And
2 XP.
2 XP?
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, I might use some XP now.
Well, you've just managed to kill that guy, so you've done a trek on this royal place. So that's one of these.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Helps. You get a victory point for that. And location 8. You found a watchtower. The blocky stone tower rises like a giant's molar from the underground beneath. A testament to the excellence of Baroque engineering. While as landmark, you may discard this card to take 1 terrain map from the queue.
What, one of these?
Yeah.
Or from there?
From the queue.
From the queue.
So you found a rural location, so discard that. Okay.
Okay.
And this goes into your thingy. Those guys go into there.
Okay.
Okay, so it's the night phase. So if you can just repopulate the fortress for me.
How many terrains can I...
You can have 5 terrain and 5 scavenge sites because you've got a special person assisting you.
What special person? One of my followers.
Yeah. No, your compass. Your compass gives you. To you. Okay, so eat a food or, well, you've got to gain a fatigue. And lose a morale. I eat some food.
Can I use my pill to increase my health?
Yeah, that's fine.
No, but...
And then I have a story, the last story of the game. And it's going to be story number 9.
Again.
Because you put it back in. 26.
Sorry, I should know that. For absent friends. An old man has set up a rag and bone shop under rusted awnings of a bus station. You look through the junk and broken up equipment, hoping to find something useful. You spot a banged up guitar and recognise it as one your old friend played when he was in that garage punk band. You know he'd never have parted with it. If it's here, he must not have made it through the past years. So, do you have a caring follower?
I don't have a caring follower now.
Okay,
He's
so
resourceful and violent.
take a mind challenge.
Oof. Okay. Easily done. I'm such a smart Alex. I'm not really, I'm quite dumb. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to use my critical strike. That's probably not the best one to do. Frontal attack, that's less impressive. Okay, so I've got 2 there. 4 in total.
4. Okay, success. You feel a rising tide of grief about to overwhelm you, but you manage to retain your composure. Get 1 XP.
Great, well my XP marker has fallen off at some point, so I'm just going to put it to 1. Well,
there you go.
I feel sad about my friend, but
yeah.
you know. We've got another event just come out, and that event is Sapiens Cleansing. With their numbers growing every day, fanatics from the Church of Sapiens scour the lands hunting for mutants. If there's the faintest sign of mutation on you, too bad. You're marked out for a painful death in the name of the Pure One. If you have a visible mutation token, immediately suffer 1 fatigue or lose 2 health.
Oh dear.
Discard this card after resolving it. If you have a charismatic follower, ignore this event. This is the penultimate round.
Okay.
So, whatever you're doing, make it count.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to do a map action. Purely so I can try to finish this off. Oh, sorry. Before I do that, the first thing I have to do is I have to take something from the queue. Right. Sorry, I take 2 of those back. I take something from the queue. I then do this map action. So I'm going to place this up here, this down here, and then I'm going to place this and this. So I'm just claiming 2 resource things here, Seos. So I've got 3 here, so I'm going to flip those over. So I get 2 victory points for doing that.
They don't have to be in a row. Or no, they're
connected. Yeah,
okay.
they're connected. So I get 2 of those. I also get an item for that, which is a medical kit, which I'll put in my backpack. And then also I've got these 3 here, so I just get 2 victory points for that. Your turn.
Yeah. Okay. Well done.
Thank you. You're going to recover before your last turn to get some cards back?
Recover, yeah.
Okay.
So camp, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to camp where I am. So 4 recovery points, right?
Yep, so you can get cubes back if you want to, cards.
So, and I can change my fatigue, can't I?
You can move that down. I wouldn't see any point doing that on the last turn though.
Okay, I'm going to regain 2 of these, and then
2 of those.
2 of those, yeah. And then get back my distance shot and my flank attack.
Okay. So final round, eat some food or break camp. Oh, first of all, we have to put the queue back in. Let's put 1 more tile on there for me, Seos. The final tile.
The final tile.
It's a forest tile. Okay, cool. So, yeah, eat your food or get rid of your camp.
Get rid of my
Flip this over. It's no story because it's the very last round. And I'm going to finish off with a trek action. Probably not a good idea because I don't have much in the way of health. But hey, why not? Let's just go for it. So I'm going to do a trek. And I'm going to go over here to this city tile. So I'm going to come across the ultra-violent human enemy. So I'm going to try and shoot him with my pistol before he gets to me. So that's an ammo there. Choose my primary challenge card. It's tricky. I'm going to go for that. Maintain distance. So I did 3 shots, which is worth 1 damage to him. So yeah, so he's took 1 damage. The melee shows you need a red, 2 greens, and a black.
Where's the greens? Green and black. I think this is the black.
Yeah, that's the black, the grey. So thanks, Seos. You've done 2 hits. You've done 2 damage. So that's enough to do a total of 4 damage to me.
Sorry.
Okay, I did maintain distance, so I already have 1 shield on this. Scooping me out.
Oh, and we're just at the end point on him.
So I got 2 hits. My baseball bat, which is 2 damage, is enough to kill him. I've got a shield there, so he's doing how much damage did I say? 4 damage he's doing to me. Oh, I've got nothing to block this. So yeah, basically, we kill each other. So I get food, I get 2 experience points. I'm knocked out, I'm not dead.
Okay.
So, which is good.
But he's dead, right?
But he's dead. So I get did my trek. I don't think I actually get that though, because I didn't, oh, there's 1 victory point shows. Can you move that down?
You lose 1 victory point.
Yeah. I recover 1 fatigue. I reset my health to 2. And that goes in there. I do not believe, however, that I actually successfully did my trek action because I died during combat. So, yeah, I didn't get that. Your turn.
So I guess I'll track, won't I? But I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of lost track of where I'm.
So you've done a mountain, you've done one of those. You'd have to do a forest one.
Yeah.
So you could trek to here because you can move 2 spaces. And you
Can I already trek in one that?
Yeah. You can move on march, so you can move 2 spaces into there. And
Okay.
Then do your thing.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then.
Hopefully you won't come across someone ultraviolet like I did. Ooh. A whisperer.
Roll the d6. If the result is higher than your mind, lose 2.
2 morale. Which isn't bad. You get to shoot her before she gets to hit you though, so.
Do I have to do that straight away?
No, she's got a range of 2, so if you manage to kill her before you get to that, you won't have to worry about it. So I'm taking your bullets off you. Okay. You're going to use your tier scout. That's really served you well, hasn't it?
It has.
And then choose your primary challenge attribute card.
So she's going to. So I need a high mind card, don't I, just in case? Or does this exhaust as soon as it's been played?
Your mind is this, so.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought it was. No.
That's when you're doing a challenge.
Crack shot.
Crack shot, okay, so shuffle, see what you get come out.
Yeah.
So 4, so that's going to do 2 damage
I did
to her.
shuffle those, by the way. I feel like
and you could, if you wanted to, you could exhaust one of your things to get an additional hit, which will give you 3 damage, which would kill her.
Yep, let's do it.
So headshot, she's gone. A follower comes to join you, so you can discard one of your followers to get here. That is a scout leader, if you want to keep him or not.
Yeah, let's get rid of this person.
Your tattoo artist, you'll get rid of them. You get 2 experience points for your troubles. You put down one of these to say you've managed to trek, and you get an additional victory point.
Okay.
Okay, right, so that is the end of the game.
Let's score it up then.
You get 1 XP for, you get 1 victory point, sorry, for what your XP is. And that's it.
Okay.
So,
so we don't have to score up anything else?
that is the scores.
Okay.
You've won, yeah. So, I mean, you totally dominated in the shows. I ended up with 8 points, and shows ended up with 14 points. And that is the end of our Posthuman Saga first impression video. Well, so that was Posthuman Saga. It took us longer than we thought it was going to take us, over 2 days in fact.
Because when we started, we had 2 hours before we knew that we'd have to finish, and we thought, because the guide time is what, an hour and a half for 2?
It's about 2 hours, I think.
2 hours. Okay, well then.
But
yeah.
we were kind of learning this, and yeah.
Well, it's a steep learning curve for me.
It's also one of those games where, like, when you're filming something, it always does take a bit longer because you're trying to explain your actions to overhead camera as opposed to just, you know, overthinking in your head.
Yeah.
And like you say, there's certain elements we have to explain. We're going to try and keep this quite short, kind of overview at the end, because normally we kind of rabbit on for a little bit. So and the video was already quite long. So yeah, let's kick off with components then. So you've got a bunch of components there. I've got some components here. We were gifted the deluxe version of this, which comes with some really nice things.
Oh, really?
So we've got like the little scavenger site kind of. What would you call that? Like plastic acrylic kind of token thing.
Yeah.
Normally in the base game you just get cardboard tokens for this. We got some nice. The dice in this are quite nice as well. Custom kind of dice, different colours. The D6. When I first got this out, I was trying to find where the D6 was.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of D6 which are custom, but this is it because it's got the values on there.
Oh, do you know what? Well, I guess we didn't really play with the D6 very often.
We nearly did right at the end.
Nearly.
But yeah.
Yeah, can I just say, these are my favourite components. This is the health token. If you want to up your health, I'm not sure if it's in focus, but it has a little heart there. Yep,
and you got morale, like books for your morale. You got some booze for your fatigue. The food cans as well as some ammo tokens as well. So you get those in the deluxe version, otherwise you just get kind of regular tokens, but the regular tokens are fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's those components.
I've got some of the terrain tiles to show you. So that's one of the cityscapes. That is rural. Is it the rural juror? What's that from?
Rural juror, I don't know.
It's from some show. Never mind. 30 Rock, that's what it's from.
There we go.
Sorry. And there's a little green space.
Forest,
thank you.
One might call it. Also, it's worth noting the artwork in this game is really nice.
It is really
so
nice.
this is one of the mission boards we didn't play with. Have you got another one there? So yeah, lovely artwork in this.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of cards to show off as well.
Yeah.
So we've got
followers.
Yes, we've got a follower there. It's quite nice because the followers are very different how they are, but the artwork's always really nice in them.
Some melee weapons and a couple of ranged weapons.
And one thing that's worth noting on the which we didn't really get to show off on our playthrough is on the melee weapons, some of them have this little thing at the bottom there. Which means you can combine them with other melee weapons and they kind of fit together like that.
Oh, really?
So it gives you additional damage if you have this particular thing.
Oh, that's clever. And some of the range weapons.
And then
my tier scout.
Tier scout, you loved it, didn't you? And then some of the locations cards we didn't get to. Nice artwork, really kind of thematic as well. And then the bad guys themselves. So the bad guys look great.
Yeah.
Really nice. And if you're going against human characters, they normally have like a brown background. And mutant characters have a bit of a greener background.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
There's like just little slight kind of things there. We also didn't get to show you any of the bosses as well. There's like 4 bosses in this game as well, but we didn't get to a point where we'd completed enough of the game. So component-wise, what did you think, Seos?
I think they're lovely components. Yeah, they're just, the artwork, like you said, is really lovely. It's really detailed and well done. I actually think a lot of the escapes, the terrain tiles, they're different, aren't they?
Yeah, so it's not like all the forests look identical. They changed some of the...
Yeah, which is like a nice touch, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You're exploring the wilderness, aren't you?
The wilds.
The wilds, yeah. Yeah, all the components were really good. There's a lot of them, I would say, but they're all really nice quality. I'd be interested to see how that compares with the standard. If we've got the deluxe version, I'd be interested.
The only thing that's different is these kind of little token things,
okay,
which are replaced with cardboard tokens.
Okay,
that's pretty much it.
Not massive, is it?
It's not massive, but it's nice having that kind of tactile thing. The only kind of negative, like component wise, is probably the boards. So those player boards that you have, the little pegs in there sometimes come out. They're not the most firm, but it's better than something like Terraforming Mars where you just have like a plain sheet and cubes on there, which you can easily knock when you knock the table.
But in fairness, like, they didn't have any resistance to them, did they?
No.
And all that they need to do is just like make them a little bit deeper, and they would have stuck well.
Yeah.
So,
I think the dashboards themselves were quite intuitive. You had that discard area as well as like, you know, your cards on one side and your discard area and the other. So you had that all on the board, which was quite nice.
Yeah.
It takes up a lot of space as well on the table, like a huge space. I couldn't show the whole board to you, unfortunately. So component-wise, overall, happy with that?
Yeah, happy. Yeah,
pretty
good. It looked really nice, and all of the artwork really fitted well with the theme.
Yeah. Gameplay. What were your thoughts on gameplay? Do you want me to start off, or
you can start off? Yeah.
So gameplay for me, this is a bit of a heavier game. There's so many options of things you can do that it can be a bit overwhelming. Teaching someone this game for the first time is tricky because there's so many things you have to remember to tell people. The rulebook is very well kind of laid out, but it wasn't until like halfway through the game that I'd really explained to shows, oh, you can move 2 spaces, not just 1, which would have changed probably things you would have done maybe.
Not massively,
but overall, I think it's once you've had a few rounds of this, the turns speed up quite a bit.
Yeah.
But there's still some like little kind of questions that come out at the end of like our first playthrough of this, I think. But overall, I think it's fairly easy to pick up once you've got into it. But yeah, it's got a high learning curve. There's a lot you can do, maybe too much to do sometimes. And I know why they've done that. It's so you can have loads of different options to score victory points and things like that. But yeah, overall, the gameplay, it kind of I felt it was thematic. You were traveling around like the wilderness, and the one thing I absolutely love about this is the storybook. The fact that you've got all these very different stories involved,
really nice, actually.
And depending on which followers you have, depends on, you might have some new options, or it might kind of really go against you having a clumsy follower maybe. So, gameplay from you?
So, I like this game. I'll preempt with that, but it's a heavy game, and as someone that doesn't play a lot of heavy games, it was quite overwhelming. I felt like at points I was asking you to play my turn for me because I didn't really know what I was doing. Also, I was a little bit lost with the battle sequence or the fight sequence, I should say. And yeah, I think for anyone coming in at like a low level of gaming, it would be tricky. Yeah. I did really like all the components, but there were so many components. I loved the kind of, it's almost like, and the choose your own adventure almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, it was a lot. Yeah.
Okay. So is there anything else we normally chuck in there about? I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
Like gameplay and components.
Gameplay components.
So would you recommend someone to play, buy, or avoid this game?
So if you're a heavy gamer, I would definitely recommend that you play this game. I think if you're into gaming, this is a lovely game, and it's so thematic. I feel like that was a little bit lost because I was so overwhelmed with, not overwhelmed, but like there were so many rules and so many options. I didn't really feel like I could appreciate the theme that was running through it.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're used to heavy board games, this would be great. As for me playing again, I'd probably play again, but I wouldn't buy it for me.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And from my side, I think if you are primarily you're playing with someone who is more used to kind of lighter games, this probably won't see the light of day much once you've gone through it, because it is quite involved.
Yeah.
However,
you have to have a lot of time as well.
Yeah, you do have to take a lot of time. We played a 2-player game, and that was like 2 hours, maybe a bit more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's our first game, and if we played this more often, we'd probably get more. It'd be quicker. But I think there is the chance that this could like drag on when you have 3 or 4 players in there,
especially if some of them are kind of novice players.
Yes, if you have anyone who has analysis paralysis, so they take their time with their turns, this could really drag on. But you could get around that with a timer or something, I guess. Overall, I would recommend definitely play this game. If you go to a board game cafe and it's there and you've got a couple of hours and you want to play one game, then yeah, check it out. If you like post-apocalyptic board games, this is a good one to kind of start off with. It's quite different. One thing we don't really appreciate from this video is there's a really nifty story in here as well about bioengineering. It's set in Europe as well. Kind of made me think a bit of Brexit when I read it initially. So there's some really interesting like kind of story in there. I think it's quite thematic as well. So I would recommend definitely play this if you're a heavy board gamer who is looking for a new kind of like post-apocalyptic board game which you has some replayability. I definitely recommend this. one thing that really sells this for me is the fact that you can have, how many stories? There's 70 stories in here, and depending on...
71 if you put the tokens back in
and
the
if you put the
bag.
books back in, yeah, you get more. But yeah, I definitely say that it's you get a lot of replayability with this. I've got a game up here, it's Waste Nights over here, which is a similar kind of concept, and they have a book like this, a much thicker book with stories in there. But I feel there's a bit more replayability in this. So yeah, there's also a bunch of expansions for this as well, so you can keep this game going as long as you have time for, really.
Have you got some of the expansions?
No, I don't have any expansions. This is just the base game and the deluxe kind
Then
of
can I also
expansion.
say that it takes up quite a big bit of space for a base game?
Yeah,
Big
it
box.
does. It's a big box. It's a big.
I just
big playing
assumed
area.
that you had some of the expansions because there's a little box as well as the big box, isn't there?
That's the deluxe. That's the deluxe upgrade.
I see.
Anyway, so one other thing that's in the deluxe upgrade is the little fortress thing that goes in the middle.
That is cool.
That's not in the base game. That's part of the deluxe thing. And that's,
well, I don't think it's essential.
it's not essential. It looks nice on the board, on the table. I don't know how it looks from above really, but when you're playing from an angle, it's quite nice. Anyway, so it's a recommend from me. I'd recommend definitely playing this if you're looking, like I say, if you're looking for a heavier kind of post-apocalyptic game, then give it a go. If you were going to give this like radiation points out of 7, how many rads would you give it?
Oof.
You can give points as well, like, so something point.
Well, it depends on where you're coming from. Because from the theme, I would give it like 7 points.
Let's go for theme then.
For theme, I would go for 7 points.
7 points.
It's lovely.
Okay.
Yeah, and it has loads of different components. It has like the emotional, you found something from your friend who's clearly died and all this kind of stuff, and as well as the moral dilemmas, whether you save people or whether you just leave them to their own devices.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting that because the moral dilemmas is what kind of stops me winning some of these games, because I normally play them as the nice guy that I am. This war of mine I've never completed because, you have an option. Do you want to steal food from children so you can live a day? And I'm like, no, I wouldn't do that. And that's why I fail every time. Anyway, so that's the end of this.
Yeah,
I would definitely give this 7 rads as well. Like, if we're going for theme, 7 rads, very thematic.
gameplay?
Gameplay-wise, probably like 5.5 rads.
Yeah. For me, it would be less, but again, it's because...
You looking at 3.5?
Oh.
Less than that?
No, probably 3.4 maybe.
4 rads.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
Anyway, that's enough jibber-jabbering from us. The next game we're going to be covering is a little game called Fugitive, which is a 2-player game, and it's going to take us a lot less time than this. Anyway.
We'll see.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, then please leave the comments below. If you've seen any mistakes, then also leave comments below, because I'm fairly certain we probably did at least 12. Yeah.
What a wonderful number.
It's a lovely number to end on. And yeah, please like and subscribe to our various different social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube. Until next time, guys, stay safe and keep rolling.